Don't be fooled. What looks like a calm surface this week, it's hiding something dangerous, a kind of spiritual trap already sprung while most people are just coasting. You need to understand this now. Right now, the moon, your emotional core, is navigating a treacherous path, an unseen corridor thick with pressure. It's picking up whispers, tensions left hanging in the air by Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and it's turning them into an emotional siren that's blaring just beneath the level most can consciously hear. But here's the part they're missing, the part you need to grasp. This is not a week to relax. Forget peaceful vibes. Underneath this quiet facade, a storm is brewing. But it's not loud thunder, it's subtle, it's sneaky. It's the kind of energetic pressure that finds the cracks, hitting people right where they feel most raw, most energetically exposed without even knowing why. Are you feeling it already? Maybe a strange fog in your mind, emotions running high, or maybe just a persistent edginess with no obvious cause. Some people I've spoken to even say it feels like time itself is warping, bending around them. Tell me in the comments right now, what one word describes your energy this very moment? Go ahead, type it, because acknowledging it is the first step. Oh, and there's something else, something critical. Most have no idea this is happening. But this week, you're about to be shown with almost surgical precision exactly where you're still spiritually vulnerable. And the way it happens, it's designed to make you question reality, to mess with your head just enough to force a breakthrough. I'll reveal more about that specific mechanism later, so stay locked in. But first, grasp this. There's no dramatic eclipse this week, no glaring full moon demanding attention. And that's precisely why it's potentially more treacherous. The danger is hidden in plain sight. The moon is quietly aligning, syncing up with Mercury, Saturn, and Venus, all caught in moments of intense transition. Mercury trying to shake off its retrograde fog, Venus ending its own backward dance, Saturn radiating karmic weight. Alone, these might just be blips on the cosmic radar. But the moon changes everything. It acts like an emotional amplifier, turning these planetary shifts into something visceral, something you feel in your bones, in your gut. This is what we could call cosmic compression. Imagine an energetic pressure chamber tightening around you. Thoughts suddenly feel louder, more intense. Emotions get compounded, layered thick. The very atmosphere around you might feel dense. If you're even remotely sensitive to energy, you're likely already swimming in this. That bizarre, sourceless anxiety, the tension coiling in your chest, restless nights, maybe dreams that feel too real, that nagging feeling like something somewhere is about to snap. Trust that feeling. Clarity doesn't always arrive announced. Sometimes it slips in disguised as utter confusion, forcing you to look closer. Take April 7th. Mercury stations direct. The infamous retrograde is technically over. Hallelujah, right? Everyone expects the fog to instantly lift. Communications should magically clear up. Thoughts align, plans surge forward. But does it feel like that to you? Probably not entirely. Why? Because the moon, our ever-present emotional mirror, is still reflecting the lingering shadows, the echoes of that retrograde chaos. You might experience this strange internal tug-of-war, a sudden, powerful urge to act, to speak out, to finally leap. But your heart, your gut, still feels tethered to something unresolved, something murky from the past few weeks. It's like the lights just flicked on, revealing how much mess the retrograde really stirred up in your inner world. Don't be shocked if old arguments, old patterns you thought were buried, suddenly resurface. They aren't necessarily coming back to haunt you, but maybe, just maybe, they're demanding a final resolution before you can truly move on. Messages might still get tangled. Your dreams could be intensely vivid, almost like your subconscious trying to deliver overdue instructions you missed. But here's the flip side, the potential hidden within this weirdness. Some might experience moments of stunning, almost electric insight, a sudden download of clarity, a knowing that cuts straight through weeks of mental noise. It can feel intense, beautiful, maybe even a little jarring. This isn't just Mercury moving forward, it's a system reboot, and the moon is making sure you hear every last unsaved notification you tried to ignore. Then comes April 8th. Something ancient stirs. The moon brushes past Regulus, the heart of the lion, a star steeped in legends of kings, power, and the potential downfall of arrogance. Now, this isn't just a pretty alignment, it's a potent spiritual catalyst. When the moon, your emotional body, touches the frequency of Regulus, something profound happens to the ego, yours and everyone else's. You'll feel it, you'll see it. Suddenly, there's this palpable urge in the collective air to stand taller, speak louder, claim more space. You might hear internal whispers. I deserve more. I'm done playing small. My voice matters. Sounds empowering, doesn't it? And it can be. But here's the razor's edge, the critical test. This surge of self-power carries a shadow. Some will step into authentic confidence, grounded and true. Others, they'll trip right into arrogance. Some will feel activated to claim their rightful place. Others will try to dominate, manipulate, or push people down to feel bigger. Watch closely. You might notice strange shifts in behavior, people acting suddenly cold, calculating, oddly competitive, maybe even projecting onto you. Understand this, it's often not personal. They might be drowning in a wave of what I call unconscious royalty energy, scrambling for a crown they haven't earned. And if you are someone walking in your authentic light, someone spiritually tuned in, you might feel like you're suddenly attracting weird attention, maybe even subtle antagonism. It's not because you did anything wrong. It's because your light, your quiet confidence, is unintentionally highlighting where others feel lacking, threatening fragile egos clinging to a false sense of importance. For a few crucial hours, as the moon passes through this Lion's Gate energy, everyone gets a taste of feeling like royalty. The question is, will they rule wisely or will they become tyrants? Hold tight, because April 10th delivers something else entirely. Mercury, barely out of its retrograde shadow, makes a close pass to Saturn. If Mercury carries the message, Saturn is the stern, unwavering judge. This is not a light transit. Think of it as a karmic press conference. Every word spoken now, every text sent, every promise made or broken, carries an unusual weight, a gravity that sticks. Many of you might feel a truth bubbling up, something you've been holding back for days, weeks, maybe even longer. But with Saturn presiding, this isn't just about blurting it out. It's about owning it. It's about understanding and accepting the consequences that ripple out from your words. And here's where it gets deeply strange. The moon isn't just a bystander. It's acting like an emotional sponge, absorbing the unspoken energy, the hidden intentions, the frequencies beneath the surface of these heavy conversations. You might have what feels like a normal chat, but hours later, something about it still clings to you, feels heavy, in your energy field. You might overanalyze it, dream about it, feel it physically, like you swallowed something sharp. This is a kind of verbal judgment day. Truths will land with impact. Boundaries drawn now will feel solid, almost etched in stone. Contracts, spiritual, emotional, literal, forged under this energy, have lasting power. Remember, words cast spells, and Saturn is asking, are you absolutely certain you want this one cast? So, if you've been bottling something up, know that if it emerges now, it will have resonance. And if someone else's words hit you hard, pierce through your defenses. Don't just brush it off. It wasn't random. It was likely meant to illuminate exactly what within you still needs healing, still reacts to that specific frequency. This is a potent time for deep journaling, for pausing before you hit send, for speaking with deliberate intention. You can't easily unsay what's uttered under Saturn's gaze. And if you thought that was intense, prepare yourself, because love, value, beauty, they're about to get painfully, irrevocably real. Romance isn't always soft petals. Sometimes it's the thorns that reveal the most profound truths. April 12th marks Venus stationing direct. Most astrology buffs expect sweetness and light, a return to ease in relationships and finances. But I believe they're in for something far deeper, potentially more shattering. This isn't about simple flirtation or easy compromises. This is about truth, raw, radiant, and sometimes, yes, absolutely wrecking to our illusions. The end of Venus retrograde yanks back the curtain on what we truly desire, what we genuinely value, in love, in beauty, in our own sense of worth. And suddenly, all the uncomfortable things you pretended not to see, in your relationships, in your self-perception, in the mirror, they stand there, unfiltered, demanding to be acknowledged. Some will wake up around this time with a breathtaking crystal clarity about what needs to change. Others might feel like they're emotionally crashing, finally processing the slow burn exhaustion of the retrograde period. As Venus pivots forward, the moon, ever the reflector, mirrors everything you've subtly refused to feel about love, connection, and value. Random memories might surface, cutting unexpectedly deep. Dreams of past lovers might carry potent messages. A sudden stark realization might hit. Maybe the standards you've been chasing were never truly your own. Tears might flow seemingly out of nowhere. Confessions might spill, yours or perhaps someone else's, revealing hidden feelings. If you've been hovering in uncertainty about a connection, a job, a creative project, this energy will likely push it towards undeniable clarity. This is Venus showing her true power, that sacred, aching human desire to be truly seen, valued, and loved for who we are, flaws and all. And the moon? It's ensuring every suppressed emotion tied to this theme. Insecurity, longing, disappointment, hope bubbles up now, sometimes through tears, sometimes through dreams, sometimes through that unexpected text that makes your heart pound for reasons you can't quite explain. So don't be surprised if someone from your past reaches out, or if you feel an almost magnetic pull to connect, or conversely, to finally disconnect. Whatever arises, do not ignore it. Venus rules more than just love, she governs value. And the core question being posed this week is profound. Do you still value what no longer truly aligns with your soul's growth? Or are you finally, truly ready to release it, to make space for what authentically reflects your worth? Now remember earlier, when I warned you that the moon was going to expose something hidden, a spiritual weak point you might not even know you had? This is where it culminates. Pay close attention now. This week, the real danger, the real opportunity for growth isn't always in the big, dramatic blow-ups. It's hidden in the small things. The tiny sparks that shouldn't logically bother you, but somehow they do. Think about it. That passive-aggressive comment that lodges under your skin. A minor delay that throws your whole energy off. Someone forgetting to respond, making you feel disproportionately unseen. It feels subtle, maybe even petty to focus on. But that reaction? That's not random. That's the moon, having collected all the week's intense energies, now pressing gently but precisely on the bruised spots in your spiritual armor. It's revealing the parts of you that still instantly react, that still ache for validation, that still feel tender, unseen, or perpetually needing protection. Most people will dismiss these moments. They'll label it being annoyed, having a bad day, or weird vibes. But the truth, if you're willing to see it, is that these tiny triggering moments are sacred messages in disguise. If you dare to trace that sharp emotional reaction back to its root, it will lead you directly to where you're still unconsciously bleeding energy, where an old wound remains unhealed. Because the moon doesn't just illuminate, it exposes points of pressure. And this week, that pressure isn't a sledgehammer, it's surgical. It finds the hairline fractures. It shows up in the pauses, in the spaces between the big events. And that, right there, is where your next crucial breakthrough is hiding, waiting for you to notice it. There's likely still a part of you trying desperately to hold everything together, to appear strong. That's the part being gently, persistently tested now. If you don't look honestly at what these small moments reveal, you'll miss the universe's quiet invitation to evolve, to integrate, to heal that vulnerability from the inside out. This isn't about judging yourself. It's about gaining invaluable intel on your own inner landscape. Notice the days surrounding these peaks, maybe April 11th and the latter part of the 12th. On the surface, nothing astronomically spectacular might be listed. No major transit screaming for attention. But feel into it. Something is undeniably building. If you've been truly present with the shifts earlier in the week, you can likely sense it coming, a charge in the air. These in-between moments aren't empty, they hold immense weight. This is where the energies that have been simmering all week start to reach a critical point, bubbling just beneath the surface. It's not overt chaos, but it's definitely not neutral. It might feel like the air itself is holding its breath, pregnant with potential. You could notice it in how time feels, suddenly speeding up, then dragging, or in how your body reacts strongly to things you usually ignore, or maybe in the way people around you seem just slightly off, saying too much or not enough, their actions not quite making sense yet. The moon, by this point, has absorbed the week's energetic symphony, every planetary whisper, every emotional tremor. And now, it begins reflecting it all back, not sequentially, but in complex, interwoven layers. It reflects through your mood, through seemingly random encounters, through strange synchronicities and weird timing that leaves you wondering, was that supposed to happen right now? This is a culmination window, not necessarily a dramatic finale, but a gathering, a weaving together of all the threads. And something in that weave feels fated. You might feel intense pressure to finally act on something, or conversely, an overwhelming pull to retreat and integrate. A message might arrive that feels uncannily timed, or you might stumble upon information that answers a question you hadn't even consciously formed yet. This is the moon's quiet, subtle delivery of the week's core lessons. But you have to be listening intently, Most will brush these moments off, call it a weird couple of days. But if you are truly tuned in, you might realize the universe just whispered something profound, something meant specifically for you. It won't shout, it likely won't repeat itself, and it won't wait for you to be ready. This is the calibration point before an even deeper shift begins. Not because everything is suddenly resolved, but because something crucial, something unseen, just clicked firmly into place. You might not even realize what clicked until you look back later. So, if things start to feel strangely quiet towards the end of this period, do not relax. That stillness isn't peace, it's pressure building. It's the deep breath before the plunge. This week doesn't necessarily end with fireworks and explosions. Instead, it hums, resonates beneath the surface like a powerful machine charging up behind a curtain. You can feel it in the atmosphere. Not quite anxiety, not simple tension, but a weight, an intensity that feels too deliberate, too intentional to be random. That is not your imagination. The moon is traversing a phase where it doesn't just reflect energy, it stores it, collects it, like a spiritual capacitor coiling everything in silence. Emotionally, mentally, perhaps even physically, it might feel like something significant is being held back, like the real moment, the real release, hasn't quite arrived yet. And you'd be absolutely right. Everything you feel, everything you choose, everything you suppress during this potent time, it's all being recorded, imprinted energetically. When the next astrological phase hits, when the energy finally shifts and releases, those who weren't paying attention, who dismissed the subtle signs, will likely say it came out of nowhere. But you'll know better, because you were present. You were listening when it was still quiet. You felt the pressure building. And that awareness, that makes all the difference. If you're still here, truly absorbing this, thank you for your attention, for your presence. If this resonated, if it sparked something within you, consider clicking that subscribe button. Your support allows me to continue sharing these insights. Please share your experiences, your feelings about this week's energy in the comments below. Let's navigate this together. Until next time, take care, stay aware, and remember to subscribe for more content that dives beneath the surface.